Hello YouTube, Ronan Kazi. Got another video, legendary Roosevelt Island. This is not going to end well. A lot of times I tell you what shouldn't happen, and I don't show you what it is because I don't want to point people out. But on legendary, no one ever plays from up there. You can't survive up there. 2 of my teammates have gone up there. So at this point, I'm like, we're going to wipe, so God bless America. God bless every country, for that matter. You can't play up there. The one person at least has a lot of armor. The other person, I don't know what they're thinking. And so the person that's back here with me does a crap load of DPS. He's a striker. I think he has the, you can see that guy's running back. Now this is simple math. I'm going to tell you a quick story that seems stupid, but I'm going to tell you it anyways. There's a point when you're a child in the United States, there's a denomination of money called a quarter. And it's a big silver piece. It's not the biggest silver piece you can get in a coin in the US, but it's the predominant one. You're more likely to get a quarter than a $50 or a silver dollar. There's a certain point when you get in math, maybe it's 3rd grade, where you learn about fractions. Maybe it's 2nd grade. Maybe it's 5th grade. But you learn about fractions, and you learn that a quarter is a 1/4 of a whole something. And you go, oh, a quarter. And you can see that guy's dead now. And the other guy we have in the group just left because he's had it with this guy. This has been every single battle. There he is. Neosporin is dead. Neosporin won't drop. He'll just continue to play. So, anyways, you learn about a quarter and you realize a quarter is also a 1/4 of something. And that's why a quarter is 25 cents. So you get it. A $1 a quarter. You go, aha. A lot of people that play the division don't realize what a quarter is. They're in a 4-man group, and when they die, they reduce the DPS of the entire group by 25%. There's not a lot of skill perks you can get that give you 25% increase to damage. I think there's some greens that have it. If the guy doesn't get injured, he can give you 25%, etc. But when you die, you automatically are reducing the group and whatever dumb group benefits you were giving. And when you keep doing it over and over and over again, it just makes these incredibly tough. Now, you're going to say, but Ronan, what if they're, yes, if they're a young player, and by young, I mean they have a low watch score, then yes, this is what you're doing to teach them. I don't mind doing that. This guy's like level 3,000 something. This is a guy that, a person, doesn't have to be a guy. This is a person that doesn't give a shit because he's been doing this over and over and over in this match. And the first time we went out on this legendary, they ran right out into that first map, right in the middle of it, and just got smoked. Now, maybe he or she's a person that's just trying to get carried the whole match. It's almost what it seems like. But I don't care about his motivations. It's just dumb to keep doing the same strategy over and over. So you'll see that guy over to my right. He does a crap load of DPS. So eventually I'm going to change to try to support him and keep him up. Oh, look, he's a DPS, but he has a built-in heal thing for himself. Great. So right now we're at a tenuous point. Maybe the video is going to be over in a second. So maybe this is a short video. That guy's down. I have to get him up. Unbreakable fires off. And then I go down. Now, that guy is going to end up being the only guy. Because Quebec up there is just putting out the DPS like crazy. The guy behind me, maybe he's going to get his health back. I understand if he's not moving. We're just trying to stabilize the situation. 25% less DPS. There's 4 Chungas in this part. Can't even think about the Chungas because we got this other jerk off that's up in the front that's dead. Excuse my language. And what you have to say to yourself is, why are the majority of my teammates in back of me? Why are they behind me? I don't get to play that much. I don't get to play the game that much. I'm always dead. Either you're doing it on purpose or you are not paying attention to what's going on. And so here we are. We're in the legendary. We're going to go res that guy. And he's been doing this in the first 2 sections. He's been doing this. But what are you going to do in a pickup? You just got to do it. When he's up, he has decent damage. Here, I'm going to change to a healing hive because that one guy, I think I'm going to take a look. He's a striker build. I don't know why I just don't play a striker build. I think everyone else plays it. So I'm going to look at his stuff because he mowed the people down pretty quick. And he's a striker. Okay, great. So I'm like, let me get a healing hive and let me keep that guy up because he has so much DPS that he's going to be able to overcome that. This is one of the groups you pray for. You get a guy with that much DPS, and then the other 3 people, you're going to just walk through this, but not us. We're playing 75%. So I've talked to you a bunch about this, that you got to change your play style. And this, normally I make it through these groups. If I'm going to fail, I fail right in the beginning. Like, you can't get past that first part because people either don't know how to play it or they're under gear and you get overrun. And I'm going to go back and get my healing hive. And so I understand if you're playing something like WoW or some other MMO where there's all these mechanics and there's purple flames because the dragon goes up and blows frost, and you know, it's really a complicated dance with mechanics. This is just a math. I'm subtracting from his pile, he's subtracting from my pile. I just can't have my health go down faster than his. So what's maddening about this is like, okay, he gets it and he isn't going to push ahead. And so legendaries are a good test. When I first got in this group, they had like 5 directives and they had cool skills. And I can tell you automatically what's going to happen in 90% of the legendary groups that you have cool skills on. It's going to fail because you are not going to have the healing. You're not going to have the suppression. It's just the same as if you don't have enough weapon DPS, you're going to get pushed and overrun. So we didn't even get off the first map and we wiped because they just droned us to death because no one could put out the damage in an AoE. I've talked to you about that several times, that you have to push on a wide front One of the things about AoE damage is it keeps the enemy from just charging you constantly. In a real-time strategy game, they used to call that a tank rush. So like if you played Command and Conquer or Red Alert or some of those other games that were real-time strategy where you build a base and resources, one of the ways to win at that when you're playing multiplayer is do what's called a tank rush. You just build as many tanks as possible, rush to someone's base and put them out as soon as you could. So you want to have some type of situation where you can weather the storm, and that's why you put pressure with your DPS. That's why you have some AoE type of DPS. Yes, sometimes the AI is stupid and rushes right at you, but they will withdraw if you have enough pressure on them. So we're kind of okay at this point. We have our main DPS is to my right, and the healing hive's over there. My other buddy is over there on the left, who's not in the healing hive. And we're getting ready to move through here. So I'm not sure at this point what's going to happen. I cut out the parts where we're jerking around, and here we are in this next section. This guy is playing from pretty far back. I normally go up to at least that structure in front of us, but I'm going to stay back here where I can get part of the heals on me. And at this point, I don't need the exotic. I already got it for the week. I'm just trying to have some fun content. I'm going to take this time so I'm not so predictable so you can't tell when the video is going to end. I'm going to take this time to thank you. Put out my first video of going in the dark zone. I went out in the dark zone today. Of course, my recording didn't work. But what happened was I went to the first landmark and I went to start attacking it. And two agents had gone rogue and started attacking me and chasing me. And I wish I had it on camera. I did kind of a bullshit thing, I think. I don't know. But I ran to the mobs to try to get them killed, to try to have them fight both of us. But I just ended up dying. And then my strategy was they were in like the northern part of the map or the southern part of the map. And I just went to the opposite end. And then I was trying to get my gear out of there. So I called in for an extract. And so I was hoping to just make them chase it. But I couldn't get the camera working, so I didn't want to bother doing it. I would have loved to aggravate them. Again, the DPS person has one of his skills, since his main thing is weapon DPS, one of his skills he doesn't need for damage, he does it to keep him up. I'd have no problems with Neo if he did the same thing. If he was going to push, that's okay, but at least he can, he pushes until he dies and then he runs backwards. And he has nice skills, so I'm not saying anything bad about him. He has a turret, which is great for Legendary, and he has a Firefly blinding, and that's also great. So just wanted to thank everyone. I went over 250 subs this weekend, so I really want to thank everyone. Quarter of the way there. Appreciate all your comments and liking. Some really good comments and really good strategies. One of the commenters mentioned to try, it's the skill where if you do it's a chess skill. So this went great. It's a chess skill that if you do a healing kit, it doesn't always take it. It doesn't exhaust it always. So I'm trying to build with that. So Normally what you do in this part is you funnel everyone into this hole. You run out and start the area, and then you come back. And look at Neo. Not coming back. Healing Hive for the main DPS person. And I'm going to pulse. Pulse isn't the greatest here. Probably, I mean, he's up on the platform up there. But it's okay. I would much rather have a turret here. So what I'm going to, and there he is. And now we're down to 75% again. This section's relatively easy. You have 4 chungers that are going to come. You have 1 far. Then you're going to have 1 that comes down right here. And then another one lands at the same time. There's 4 total. So we're down 75%. That guy's in a bad spot. That guy comes back. Now, he does something I've never seen someone do on this, and it's brilliant because we don't have a lot of DPS. The guy behind me, the group leader. I don't want to run out of ammo. I've told you this before. I got blue screen, and I'm going to mark everyone and start putting status effects on them. I got a build that applies damage on the status effect, so that's okay. This guy gets on the mounted weapon, and so I'm like, oh my gosh, this is great. We have a chance now. Here comes that second set of chungas. There's that guy over on the left. We haven't put him down yet. That's a bad sign. Normally that guy, in all the groups I've been playing lately, he goes down. There's 2 of them out there. So I know there's 1 back. There's these 2 here. There goes 1. So it's tenuous right now. I don't know if we're going to make it or not. Thank you again. Still don't know when it's going to end. Crap. That guy was probably off the first. And that's not good. So he can get up once. I wish he'd come in. All right. So now my healing hive's out. I'm going to try to help this guy. And look, this guy's over in the corner. And I'm like, crap. One thing that happens at this part, their healing hives extend so far out. So we repulse this guy. He gets out of there, but not until... Right, he's getting healed. So I know I can't go yet. We got to get this guy down. I'm like, great. So there's 2. And I think we're going to make it. And then we got to chase these little guys down. And there goes the dogs. But I have a new weapon. I squirt them now with water. All right, so it's getting close. Let's see if I can get this guy. Doesn't help with this event, but what are you going to do? And then there it goes. And I'm like, who's hitting me? And so our DPS, and good night, Irene. Bye-bye. Thank you all.